Hey there, my name's Lee. Welcome to my channel. I am a West Australian and this here is Jersey. He is my dog who I share with Heather from the Lichen Project. Today I'm going to talk about my Autobuy authors, both past and present. I have 2 past Autobuy authors to talk about, 3 present and 2 Autobuy series, not necessarily the author. So to kick off with, I will start with my past Autobuy author here, which is David Eddings. He is a past Autobuy because he passed on and sadly is no longer writing. This is his only standalone high fantasy, and I would thoroughly recommend it if you've ever thought about reading any of his books but didn't want to get into the long series that you will find being the Belgariad, Malorian, Elenium and Tamuli. I read the Elder God series by him, which was his last written works, and I found it was kind of rehashing some of the characters from the Belgariad and the Elenium, especially considering that Elena seemed almost a carbon copy of Flute. My second past Autobuy author, I kind of unhauled his books because there were so many and I just couldn't keep up. That is James Patterson, his crime series Alex Cross and Women's Murder Club. While I thoroughly enjoyed them, I just could not keep up with them. And I didn't have the money to go out and buy his new books every 2 months that they were coming out. So I unhauled and decided to move on. My current Autobuy authors, I'm going to start with a West Australian author who I really love her work and am actually glad that I've got a signed copy of her work. This is Sasha Wasley, or Esty Wasley. Same author, just different genres. So Esty Wasley is when she's writing her fantasy series. And so they are mainly paranormal, and some of them are paranormal romances. Strange Truths and the 7th series are YA. The Unforgivables series is new adult. When she writes her romance fiction, she uses Sasha Wasley, which is the Patterson Sisters trilogy. The second book, True Blue, has just come out, so as you can see I'm trying to get through Dear Banjo and hoping to do that before reading True Blue. My next Autobuy author is Ryder. And I know that this is the DVD, not the book. I have the Percy Jackson series in ebook form, but I do have Percy Jackson and the Olympians and Magnus Chase series in book form. If you are going to read Percy Jackson and the Olympians, you do need to read the Percy Jackson series beforehand, as the characters are thoroughly introduced in the Percy Jackson series, and you will get lost if you haven't read that series before moving on to Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Not needed though if you want to just jump into the Carter Kane Chronicles or Magnus Chase, as the Percy Jackson characters are a lot less prominent and only appear in specific crossover stories. My third and final current Autobuy author that I'm going to talk about today is Cassandra Clare and Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. Oops, quit flying. That's fine. So for Cassandra Clare, pretty much all of you know about the Mortal Instruments, Infernal Devices and Dark Artifices. I love the Mortal Instruments and Infernal Devices. I'm getting through the Dark Artifices. I'm not enjoying it as much, but I've read enough of her work that once I get into it, I can actually get through it and enjoy the overall storyline. The only reason I have only one book in the Magisterium series is they changed the cover on me in the second book, and I am the kind of person that if books are in a series, I like them to look the same. So I'm either going to have to spend time searching to get them all in this cover, or put up with having one in this cover and the others in the new cover, or buy this one again in the new cover and go with the new cover of the series. I did love this a lot. I intend to reread it, and then I'm going to go out and get the rest of the series. Now on to my Autobuy series. One is the Ranger's Apprentice and Ranger's Apprentice Early Years by John Flanagan. This has a very Lord of the Rings cross Robin Hood feel. It is YA. It is about a kid who learns the skills of rangers who are kind of like the secret police, but back in kind of Robin Hood era. He has another series called The Outcasts. I read the first book and just couldn't get into it. So that's why the Ranger's Apprentice and Early Years series are the only series of his I will be continuing to read. My last Autobuy series is, of course, Harry Potter, which is up here. I loved the Harry Potter world. I wrote a lot of fanfic when I was younger about the Harry Potter world, but I have no intention of reading anything outside of that. It just doesn't appeal to me. And so that's bye from Jersey and I. I think he's ready to have a nap. And if you want to leave me any comments about any series you reckon I would enjoy based on what you've seen here, or if you want to know more about any of these series, please leave it in the comments below. And I will try and get back to you guys. Bye!